Hello everyone, welcome to Bellwether, welcome to the Bellwether Kitchen. I'm Chef Lonny, and I'm excited to be a part of your Tending Your Soul retreat workshop. So we're going to do a little bit of food that is, I believe, is good for the soul. So today's dish is completely plant-based. I'm going to do a curry pinto bean, serve that over a basmati rice, and then a bed of fresh greens with a fresh apple cider pear vinaigrette to dress it up. And we'll plate that all together and kind of serve it as this vegan delight. So the first part of the dish is the rice. So I'm going to start with the basmati rice. And I like to cook rice in the oven. That's a chef's trick, because usually I'm not cooking rice for 2 or 4 people, I'm cooking rice for 60. And so that's a little bit of a different trick. So I'm going to get the water hot here, add a little bit of salt. Well, this is... Alright, so the ratio of rice to water is 2 to 1. So I have 2 cups of water in this pan that's starting to boil. And I just put a dash of salt in there. And here's my basmati rice. And I'm just going to whisk it in, because I don't want it to clump up anywhere. Once it comes back to a boil, I will cover it with foil and we'll put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Makes perfect rice. Be careful, because now this pan is hot. Ready to mix. And in the oven we go. I have a combi oven. I don't know how much of it you can see from over there. This oven is a combi oven because it steams and it's convection at the same time. So I can set the moisture content to what I'd like for it to be. The temperature is going to be 350. And then we'll cook this rice for about 20 minutes. Alright, so that's that part. Okay, so I've had an opportunity to cook for quite a few vegetarians and vegans here at Bellwether, and I'm always trying to find creative ways to make those dishes exciting. And curry is something that everybody loves. But we usually think of curry as chicken or lamb, but today we're going to do plant-based curry with pinto beans. So I've laid out all the ingredients, and what I really love about Indian cooking is that they use a lot of stuff, right? And you can't find, I guess you could find it in a jar, you could find it already made, but why do that? So we're actually going to build this curry paste from scratch. It's a lot more exciting. So we're going to start out with a little bit of olive oil in our pan here. Just get that hot. And then we're going to add a bay leaf and some cardamom and a cinnamon stick. Alright, so you want to let that kind of sear up a little bit so that you get the aroma or the aromatics out of the cardamom and the cinnamon and the bay leaf, but you don't want to burn it, because if you burn it, you ruin the dish kind of from the base up. I wish you could smell it. It smells great. So the next step is a garlic and ginger paste. And I've got about this much. I have it on a spoon here. I think that I put a half a teaspoon on the recipe, which I can certainly get to you. Be careful not to burn any of this stuff. Then you're going to add some onions that I've diced up. These onions are from Bellwether. A lot of the ingredients are farm to table, the onions, the peppers, the tomatoes. So it's really a dish that we kind of grew and created for you. You want to keep all this stuff moving in your pan because you don't want to burn it. It looks a little dry, add a little more oil. I keep olive oil in a squeeze bottle like this. You just want to sweat your onions until they're transparent. You don't need to caramelize them or anything. And then add a little bit of water and salt. Now we're going to add a little bit of heat. We got some crushed red peppers and some chili peppers here. And then we're going to put in bell peppers. And then this bowl of magic, which is all of the Indian ingredients that make curry curry. And I'll walk you through those as well. So here's the peppers. And bell peppers. We grew these bell peppers also. These are red and green peppers from the garden. So last August, we froze them because we had more peppers than we needed. And the magic is that when I open that bag, they smell just like they smelled when we put them in the bag last summer. So they're still really fresh, and I've diced them up for this dish. All right, so what I've added in here, and it's I'm just making this dish for maybe 2 people. But if you want to bulk it up, then just double the numbers. And so I've used a 1 teaspoon of the curry, the chili powder, and coriander, and then half as much of the cumin, the garam masala, and the turmeric. So those are the 6 pieces. And again, I can provide you with the recipe. I'll also be available for questions after your session on next Sunday. We can talk about this dish. So got them all in here together, just dump them in. So I think these guys here can smell this now, right? And here's what it's looking like. And then I'm gonna add tomato sauce, which we also made here at Bellwether. This is sauce made from our tomatoes, and chunks of tomatoes, which are also Bellwether grown from last summer. And this is a wrap from our trail. It's not a part of the dish, but it looks nice, so that's why I got it. I got it laying here. And then curry dishes can be cooked on high heat. I'm not cooking it too high because I don't want to burn it while I'm talking to you. But don't be afraid to put some heat on it. Just keep it moving. All right, so here's your paste. And you could use this for, any kind of meat or beans that you want to. Today, we're doing pinto beans, but if you're vegan, you could use black beans or, navy beans, any kind of beans you wanted to give you the protein. But at least now you've got a homemade curry paste that you can use however you like to. 2 cans of pinto beans, and I'm using canned beans. You can make your own pinto beans, certainly we do that. But this is a quick way to get it done in under half an hour. So this is 2 cans of pinto beans, and we're going to use the juice as well. Make sure you save the juice for the dish. So you're going to bring that back up to a boil, probably let it simmer for 20 minutes or so. And then once your rice is ready, and we're going to move on and talk about making the vinaigrette for the greens, and then we'll assemble it, and we've got a couple of people who have volunteered to taste it for me. So see you in a minute.
Thank you, Chef Lonny. So I'm an employee here at Bellwether. My name is Lewis, and I get to be Chef Lonny's sous chef for the day. And I'm going to do the easy part, which is making this apple cider pear vinaigrette for the salad. This is going to go with the curry. It's going to be really good. I've had it before, and it's delicious. So I'm going to start by taking, these are 2 small pears, but you can use 1 normal size one, and just chop it up and peel them to get all that skin off. And then these go into a blender. Alright, and then we'll move on to apple cider vinegar. When you're making a vinaigrette, you want 1 part acid to 3 parts oil. So we've got our 3 parts of oil that are going to come next, but this is the acid. Next up we have some honey, and this happens to be Blessed Bee Bellwether honey, grown by Bishop Mark. And it's delicious, and it gives it a little sweet kick to it. I'll get a spatula. Alright, so this is about a tablespoon. And this, now we're moving on to the oil. This is mostly canola oil, but with a little bit of olive. And as Lonny says, if you put all olive oil in it, it's just going to taste like olives. We don't want that. So there's just a taste of it. Next up we have ground mustard, and I'm going to do a tablespoon of this. Now we're going to do a little bit of herb seasoning. This is pretty generic. It's called garden seasoning. And just a half a teaspoon, not a whole lot. And lastly, this is just salt. Same thing here, half a teaspoon. All right, now we're going to blend it all up. While that's going, I'm going to take this lettuce here. This is Bellwether lettuce, fresh off the garden from Farmer Kyle. We've grown here. And that dressing is going to be enough for 2 people at least, and then it's going to stretch so you can save it, eat some the next day. All right, there we go. You can toss this out if you want, or just leave it like that. Thank you. I hope you enjoy making this vinaigrette.
Okay, so don't be afraid to try those vinaigrettes. Louis did a great job. We're always looking for new vinaigrettes because we spend a lot of time eating greens out here. So one of my favorites is mandarin orange and cranberries. That's what we put together. Vinaigrettes are always 1 part acid, which is vinegar or apple juice or lemon juice, whatever you want to use for the acid, and 3 parts oil. And the rest of it is the limit of your imagination. So you can turn almost anything into a vinaigrette, which makes eating salads a lot more exciting. So Louis has put a little salt and pepper, a little seasoning on this. And again, this is just a generic garden seasoning. I like garden seasoning because it doesn't have any salt, but it's going to add a lot more flavor to the greens without increasing the salt content. So Louis is going to massage all of this goodness together because you want every bite to be delicious. And then I'll build the rest of the dish. So you remember the basmati rice. It's really perfect rice every time if you go to the oven. Look at that. You can see. So then we're going to just put the rice over the greens. Again, I have some very good friends that are vegan, and this is the way they like it done. Feast. Right? And then the last, here's that curry. I don't know if you can see that, but all those peppers and fresh tomatoes. There you go. A little bit of extra juice. Right? Now you can join us at the table where Father Daniel has agreed to be the taste tester.
The sacrifices we make for Chef Lonny, oh my. To try some of the food. I'm joined by Gatlin, who you've heard in the welcome video, who met in Amstus and gave rise to this event. The taste of your labor, Gatlin.
Well, the smell is just enough right now. It's wonderful, but I love curry smell.